Hey, what's happening, gamers? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Batman Arkham Knight. 10 years later, can you believe it? We're playing on Steam, so everybody asks, what are you playing on? This is Steam Deck using a PS3 controller. Somehow we're 33% through the game already, or 31 or whatever. I will do my best to put on the PG-13 filter. I have been... Some of my haters online have said, I knew it! I knew that he was fake! No, I'm not fake. I made choices to not swear because it is unprofessional, because you make less money, and because it is not good for kids to hear. Those are my 3 reasons why I never swore online. My life is falling apart. I don't know where I'm going to be living in August. I have a lot of stress, so there's been some cracks, okay? Also, I hate to tell you this, I'm a New Yorker. I grew up in New York. There is no New Yorker that doesn't swear. My entire family on my mom's side swears like they are breathing oxygen. And they're police officers, they work in the medical field, they're EMTs, they're in the army. They swear like crazy. I never judged them my entire life. I've heard them. My grandma, God rest her souls, she was Portuguese, and she would say things in Portuguese that I can't repeat on the air. So I grew up with this environment. My dad's side was super religious, like moral oral. My mom's side was like Family Guy. Except, you know, South Park. Okay? So I made conscious decisions online to try to be professional. I never tried to be a role model. I never tried to be whatever. I made decisions and choices for 18 years to do the best I could. Even though my life was falling apart, even though all that stuff was happening before, the situation was never that bleak that I went back to being how I am offline, sometimes. The situation is so bad that I don't have a filter right now. So I'm going to try to keep the language to a minimum. I can't make any promises on this stream. If that bothers you, you can leave. Because there's a lot going on.
Where's Harley anyway?
But I promise you, there is no such thing as a person who lives in New York City that doesn't swear. It is not a thing. When you miss that taxi and you're late for work, you're going to say some colorful things. When you call for a taxi and you're inside that cab and the cabbie goes the wrong way, I'm just saying. Shocker, Kwing is human. But do I do it all the time? No. I'm a very quiet, reserved person at home. Ask my wife, it drives her crazy. When the microphone's not on, I don't talk. Because I have nothing to say. I've already said everything I need to say to my wife over the past 19 years. I don't have anything new to tell her. She's like, why aren't you talking? It's like, I've already told you everything. What do you want to know? It's like, you want to know about work? She's like, no. I said, okay. Do you want to know about this game I'm playing? She's like, no. I said, okay. Do you want to know what I had for dinner? She's like, nope. I said, okay. So I just walk over, I give her a hug, and that's it. And she's like, oh, the silence bothers me. It's like, well, what do you want from me? I don't have anything to say. You want another hug? I'll give you a hug. You want to watch a movie? I'll put a movie on in the background. What do you want? But when the mic is on, you know, radio DJ's job is to entertain. As soon as the mic is hot, I'm live, basically. Usually how it works. But yeah, I find that really hilarious that it's like, man, I always knew there was something off about that guy. It's like, well, yeah, I work for YouTube. How many sane people work for YouTube? Show of hands. Not that many. This job really gets to people over the years. And all the stuff I know about YouTube, oh my god. If I was naive and I didn't know what goes on behind the scenes, I wouldn't be this stressed. The fact that YouTube today had the audacity to email me and get my hopes up and say, oh yeah, we took care of the pay thing. I checked my bank account, it's like negative. I checked my one account where the payment's supposed to go in, 0. And I just went back to them. I didn't have any filter either. I was like, what the bleep are you talking about? I was like, where's the supposed imaginary money? You see this account? That means zeros. I don't see any thousands of dollars in there, so what are you playing at, home? There's nothing there. Unless you're hallucinating, you tripping? What's going on?
More, Lieutenant.
And, you know, if Christians want to judge me or whatever, that's fine. You know, I never set out to be a family-friendly channel. I was doing it for branding. That's it. I didn't, you know... I never wanted to swear in front of kids. That was never my intent. But, you know, sometimes in the adult world, things happen. You know, life sometimes doesn't go the way that you plan, and adults use adult language. Sometimes. Now, does that mean I'm like an episode of Family Guy where I'm off the air, like, you know, doing South Park stuff? Not really. I'm what's known as a person who normally, back in the day before the internet, we had what was known as reactionary swearing. So when something bad would happen, you would swear. When Angry Video Game Nerd and a bunch of these people came to the internet, that's when casual swearing became a thing. Because there were people that swore in New York when I grew up, but you would just hear it like randomly. Someone would drop an F-bomb or something if like somebody almost got run over on the road in New York City. They wouldn't be constantly like, you know, finding colorful ways of adding additional language to the F word. It's just you said it once, you got its impact. I would say today that casual swearing has kind of become like slang of the 80s and 90s. Because you guys use it so much that it kind of loses its impact of what it's supposed to really express how angry you are or something. You just like throw it into every word. It's like instead of saying darn, you know, you use that word. Instead of saying holy crap, you say F, you know. And I'm not going to judge you, but I'm just saying my generation was smarter. Like, because we actually had other words that we could use to incorporate, you know, different types of emotions. And then when something really bad happened, we could convey to person, you know, this is really bad because bleep. And people would be like, oh my gosh, you know, you'd get a reaction. But now people are just like so casual. Most people drop so many swear words within like a few seconds of a just regular run-on sentence. I'm not that kind of person. Sorry, I'm too old school. But I'm just saying it kind of loses its massive impact when, you know, you add the word diarrhea to it and all this other stuff and, you know, get very creative with it. No offense to James or anything, but he kind of created a whole generation of people that just use vulgarity just for the sake of it. I guess it's time for Barbara to die. But, you know, to Christians quoting Bible verses and stuff to me, like, this is my sin that I've been dealing with my entire life based on where I live. I have anger issues and I have problems swearing. That's, you know, between me and God. You're not allowed to judge me. You know, I deal with this privately and it's been a struggle for me my entire life. You know, if that exposes me and makes me into a bad person, I guess so be it, but God is the only one who's supposed to be able to judge me and, you know, convict me of my sins and stuff. Christians aren't supposed to be there to throw Bible verses in my face and say that I'm a horrible person and stuff like that. I don't appreciate that kind of stuff. I'm not saying you are, but I just have a feeling I have Bible verses being thrown at me. My like religious radar is going off. So, a religious radar. I can tell when fundies are being fundied. No offense.
What? We hurry all the way here and Crane's killed her already? He's got no sense of occasion.
We both know fear is theatrics, Batman. So permit me the indulgence of putting on this show.
Ooh. Maybe I got bag-faced wrong. Oh, here comes the toxin. I can practically taste it.
What's happening?
Barbara!
Yes, you see it now. The horror behind the glass.
No.
The monster that will be your end. Unless you pick up that gun and deny him.
No.
Don't listen!
Please, no.
Barbara, it's me! Your friend.
You won't get me. I won't let you get me.
You will bring death to all who follow you.
Sir, what's happened?
She's gone, Alfred.
What do you mean?
Barbara. Scarecrow was punishing me. He killed her.
No. Oh, my... Well, sir, we need to focus. The people of Gotham need you.
I should have protected her, Alfred. She's dead because of me.
Sir, please listen. Stagg's files have revealed what the cloudburst does. It's a dispersal device. Sir, don't you see? Scarecrow has the means to engulf the entire city in fear toxin. You stopped him from making it operational, but it's only a matter of time. Sir, did you hear me?
He heard you. He's wondering how he can live with himself.
Master Bruce, don't let Miss Gordon's death... Don't let it be for nothing.
Oh, you can't bring her back. Let Uncle Jay take charge. No more bad memories, no more pain, no more fear. Scout on her.
Ivy.
Oh, no.
Sir?
Alfred, run a satellite scan of the city. Let me know the instant you locate the cloudburst.
Of course, sir. Where are you going?
GCPD. Ivy was immune to Scarecrow's toxin.
You think she will help?
She doesn't have a choice.
Alright, let's talk about this, because this has always bothered me. There were so many people that thought that Barbara died, but let me ask you this.
Batman, what happened?
And I know everybody knows the truth now, but I just want to... Oh, shut up, Scarecrow.
Necessary. Tonight is about more than Gotham. It's about what you became in that room. The hero who failed. That's what I want the world to see.
Alright, we done? We done? Okay, good. Now, it might be just because I was paying attention to stuff when I first saw this game, but...
The Arkham Knight's just some tough guy
Alright,
with
let's
a
turn
bunch
these
of
guys
soldiers
down.
for hire at his back. Two-Face, Riddler, hell, even Penguin. Now they own this town.
I appreciate the thugs, but they're always doing stuff. So, did you notice in the cutscene how Joker passed the gun to Barbara? How could he, like, give the gun to Barbara if he's a figment of her imagination and a figment of Bruce's imagination? How would the gun move across the table? Joker gave her the gun, I believe. He pushed it toward her and she grabbed it. The gun didn't, like, you know, animate itself and inch across the table. It moved. So that would tell most people playing the game, if they were paying attention, that that entire sequence was a hallucination. It wasn't real. It shows you how crazy Batman is becoming, because his worst fears are materializing in front of him because he's been exposed to a really intense version of Scarecrow's fear gas. And the first time I saw that, I was like, something's not right with this. But I was amazed how many people really believed that was real, though. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, and Joshua, I appreciate you doing that kind of stuff, but at the same time, I just want to tell you, that's between me and God, number one. And also, you know, there's only one perfect being, that's Christ. It's not me. I'm not a role model. I happen to be a Christian and a YouTuber, but my job is a YouTuber. I try not to bring my faith into things too much. Tried to live my life, for example, for 18 years. There's going to be some times where things are not going to go according to plan. It's just what it is. There's too much weight, there's too much pressure, and there's too many things dragging me down to be very careful about what I say. I don't have a filter right now. I'm not going to have a filter for quite a while. I have a lot of evil people that are doing some very bad things, and I don't know. I have to release things somehow. But I am consciously aware that I'm doing something bad, and I'm not making excuses for it. I know it's wrong. It does make me feel a little better, though. I get some of that tension out. Because I'm just a walking pile of anger. But Miss Deanna is correct. Most men do have anger issues, and most men have heart attacks. I would still take the argument that women are very emotional. They cry a lot. They, you know, yell at their husbands or their boyfriends and things like that. And then later on, they're like, I'm sorry that happened. I need a hug and things like that. And men are just kind of like, okay. You know, but men and women are both different. Men are controlled by their anger sometimes. Women are controlled by their sadness and their feeling of like, oh, I'm not taken care of, or I'm alone, or I feel really sad and he's not paying attention to me enough, and all that other stuff. You know, men and women have different types of emotions. You could use the argument that both men and women both have emotions. It's just, I would argue that they have different types of emotional reactions. Men deal with things with anger. Women deal things with sadness and fear. That's just how we're made. And I don't think that's, you know, anything wrong. I'm fully aware of it. I've lived with it for 19 years. I know the differences between men and women. I've experienced it. I've been in the foxhole. I love my wife very much, but some days, you know, it's like, I don't want to hear 1,000 different things that happen to her that she just repeats over and over and over and over again, because I don't know how I'm supposed to respond. If I respond wrong, it's like I'm going to step on a landmine and then I'm going to be in trouble. So sometimes when Amber is like explaining something to me, I just stay quiet. Because I always like that Bible verse, like, you know, a gentle answer turns away wrath, or someone who's silent, you know, can make people stop being angry, or they leave, or something like that. So that's how I deal with things, usually. But I try to be as good a listener as I can. And with ADD, that's very hard to do. I try really, really hard. I know it's something important. I try to listen to her as much as I can, but I can't listen for hours. It's too much for me. It's like sometimes I try to be like, I'm begging, please get to the point. I don't know what I'm supposed to say or do. I'm starting to lose the conversation. I don't understand anymore. And then it's like later, I did all this stuff and now I wasted so much time, but I'm just thinking, but you're the one who was talking to me for 40 minutes when you had somewhere to go. How is this my fault? But it's like, I don't dare say that out loud, because then I'm going to be in even bigger trouble. That's marriage. So I just let her do whatever she needs to do. And I try to be quiet, and I try to listen. And then hopefully sometimes I get to say, you know, what I need to say. But I mean, most men just kind of keep their heads down and hope for, you know, the shelling to stop, so to speak. One of the best shows growing up for men was Tool Time. Or excuse me, Home Improvement was one of the best shows for relationships with men and women. Because that was pretty accurate. Or Bill Cosby and his wife on, what was the name of that show? Oh, it was just called The Cosby Show. Like, Bill and his wife in the show act how a lot of married couples act. Especially in New York. Like, those people were, like, very similar to the people that I knew growing up. The Constables, I believe was their names. I used to love watching that show when I was a kid. It was a great show. Ah, we lost him. Crud. I was in the middle of doing something too, and that punk just got away from me. Doggone it. Well, that stinks. Wait. That's him. Come on. We're not done with this dance number yet. We ain't done. Nah, I ain't backing off. I found you now. Hide and seek is over. Holler back. Where you at? Where you at? There you are. There you are. I see you. Give me a range. Give me tone. Give me tone. Give me tone. Give me tone. Come on, baby. Give me tone. Give me tone. Give me tone. Come on. Give me tone. Give me tone. Fox 1. Boom.
The militia just lost another.
Yeah, now I'm going to put you in the drink, too. Haha. That felt satisfying.
Is that what I think it is? It's Batman. Step on it.
Yeah, they didn't censor the Jason Todd stuff. This game originally started out with a T rating. But, you know.
I think I saw a bomb in the road. I think we should have got out when we had the chance.
No, that's fine, Joshua. You know, I'm not mad at you. You know, I've had it a lot worse from a lot of, like, fellow believers, like, really, you know, yelling my ear off the past couple days. I don't like fundies.
Just go.
Nothing personal, it's just I don't like that
Oh crap.
that
He's
church
coming after
culture.
us. Warren.
That church culture bothers me. You know, I was a PK my whole life. I didn't like what I saw, pretty much.
I ain't staying to
I saw a lot of people saying they were believers, but they weren't acting like it. Judging people all the time, throwing Bible verses in people's faces. You know, chastising people when their life started to fall apart and they'd react a certain way. I saw all that stuff growing up.
I ain't never had so much fun.
And I've had my faith rocked more than I ever have. Like, I was this close to becoming an atheist and just, like, rejecting everything. Because I've been so angry. I just, you know. And then that would definitely probably put a turmoil on me and Amber's relationship. Because Amber's super religious. Amber's about as religious as my Catholic grandmother was.
What do you think the world sees when they look upon
Amber and I have differences of opinions when it comes to theology and interpretations of Scripture. But we both believe in the same, you know, same Savior and stuff like that. But we have differences. I come from a more Baptist line of things. She comes from a more Methodist. So we don't always get along when it comes to that kind of stuff. Which is fine. The couples actually... People have this misconception that couples have to get along with every single thing that they do. And that's not true. Couples don't have to get along with every single aspect of your life. You just need your core, like, you know, stabilized things. You love each other. You know, take care of one another. It helps if you have the same faith or religion. Politics can come into play. We have differences in political opinions, by the way. Like, she and I are night and day different. We don't even talk about politics because we can fight. So we don't even do it. I've voted for different candidates than she's voted for. I'll tell you that. Some years I don't even vote. She doesn't like that. She gives me a lecture on that. But she still loves me at the end of the day. I still love her. I don't like some of the choices she's made in life. She doesn't like some of the choices I've made in life, and she tells me over and over again. But here's the thing. We've been married 19 years. How many YouTubers do you know who've been married for 19 years and try every day to be kind and to be loving to one another? And even if, you know, I may not have the most nice ways of speaking, you know, I took care of my wife for a very long time financially. And, you know, this money being stolen from me has definitely made me really angry. Like, super angry. And I have every right to be angry. I'm not just going to be like, oh, well, that happened. Nah, skip that. That ain't happened.
Good to see you, Batman.
Shut up.
You're working for Riddler.
What? You're crazy! Batman's gone crazy, guys!
What are you doing, Batman? Back off. Stand down, Batman.
I don't know what he's talking about, guys.
Are you sure?
Okay! I do favors for Enigma. Tell him when Gordon's on his trail. Stick those dumb trophies of his around the place. That kind of stuff. But that's it, really. I'm not such a bad guy. I swear.
I don't care.
Hey! You can't throw me in here. I'm a cop.
Not anymore.
Sorry about drawing our guns. We're just all on edge around here, that's all. Nothing personal.
Sorry, Batman. We had no idea. Internal Affairs had their eye on someone at GCPD, and looks like we know who it was.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm starting to enjoy watching you come in here looking
I'm sick. Wait, I don't even remember breaking your arm.
There's a storm coming your way, Batman. You ready for it?
I don't even remember doing that to your face.
They'll get me out of here.
Satisfying.
Hey, man. You okay? Watch yourself. Don't touch me. Whoa. Easy.
Hey, hey, hey. Be good.
What the hell happened on that airship?
Scarecrow took the cloudburst.
I'm guessing that's bad.
Where's Gordon?
He's still looking for Barb. I can't reach him. Tell me you found her, Batman.
Cash. I'm sorry.
No, don't say it. Not her.
If Gordon comes back here, lock him up. He goes after Scarecrow. It only ends one way.
Yep. Miss Deanna, my dad was a Baptist minister, yep. And then he became congregational for a while, and now he's back in a Baptist church. But he's retired now. But Amber's been all kinds of denominations. Amber is very devout. My grandma and her used to talk all the time. My dad's ma used to read the Bible all the time. All the time. You know, I can't say that I read it every day. I've got an app on my phone that I look at every once in a while, but I wouldn't say I'm walking in the Word, as Fundays put it. I try to do the best I can.
The others are still out there. You have to.
You know, but you know, I'm not one of those people that prays for hours on end. I do like 5-minute prayers, or you know, try to keep. I'm a New Yorker. I try to keep things short and sweet. Because you know, if I pray too long, I fall asleep. So I don't think the big man appreciates when I fall asleep when I'm, you know, on the telephone line with him. So I try to keep it short and sweet. This is what's going on. This is what I need help with. You know, give me wisdom, all that other stuff. I just keep it pretty basic. My wife, on the other hand, hours. And you know what? That's her thing. I'm not going to, you know, make fun of her for it. That's not me, though. When she does it with me and she has me pray for a long time, I fall asleep. It's too long. I don't have an attention span that long. I have a problem dozing off in church if the minister doesn't get to the point.
I need your help.
From where I'm standing, you need a miracle.
Why didn't the gas affect you?
You are scared.
You would be too if you knew what Scarecrow's planning.
And I should trust you. Why?
Because without your help, every plant in this city will die. About that miracle.
I created a spore to counter the effects of Crane's toxin. It's easy when you know how, and can manipulate plants on a molecular level.
Could it protect the entire city?
Theoretically, but there's no way I can produce enough on my own.
Then let's get you some backup.
There was a shakeup at WBCD.
Where to?
The Botanical Gardens. They're the oldest plants in Gotham. They'll tell me what we need to do.
Have I seen any? The only miracle that happened, Joshua, I'll give him this, okay? And I don't like talking about this kind of stuff, but I still feel like my life is in the dumps. Excuse me. I'm trying to go back to that PG-13 filter, but it's hard. because I don't want to. I want to say certain things because it makes me feel better. But I didn't get out of that network by myself. Yeah, I used some leverage, maybe some blackmail, but these guys were set in their ways. It was a 9-day war back and forth. I'm pretty sure God got me out. And, you know, I've been praying for the people who were impacted, and some of them got out. Not all of them, though. There's still people trapped. But, you know, I would say that and the fact that my parents were willing to take care of some of my, you know, financial woes, but I don't want them to because they're, you know, they're old. I don't think that's a good solution. I think that's very bad. I was desperate. I think it's kind of weak that a son or a daughter would run to their parents when there's problems, especially when their parents have their own problems. They just buried my grandma a couple months ago. So I think that as a son, you know, I kind of failed. Because when they came here, I looked financially stable. I looked like everything was great. We had a wonderful visit with them. And as soon as they're back home, I'm begging them for money. That makes me a failure. Okay? So I feel broken because of that. So I don't know if I would call that an answer to prayer, but, you know, also these people haven't been caught. They're doing exactly what I told you guys, what I was concerned about. I said, what is going to happen is if these people stole the money, they are going to disappear for a week. And then after a week, they are going to either start releasing channels or they're going to start doing communication. The communication with YouTubers is happening right now where they are telling people, you're going to get paid, everything is fine. This is the same playbook that happened in 2014. It is playing out exactly the same. The only difference is myself and maybe 20 other YouTubers are not locked into that contract anymore. We're with new companies starting today. But there are still at least 200 people trapped and under the impression that that company is still going to pay them. And I'm telling you that I have a gut feeling that they are on a burner phone emailing people because it has been exactly a week after no one has seen them. So I cannot stop that little voice in my head and that feeling in my gut telling me this is exactly the same situation. Because why didn't they communicate with people a week ago? It's because they were running. So I am mad at God for not punishing these people. But I am thankful that he got me out of the situation. But I'm still not earning an income yet. I will fall to my knees and I will praise him if he pays me. I will sing hallelujah. It's not going to happen. That's where I am.
Cash, the shutter door isn't opening. What's happening?
There's one big mother of a tank driving around out there. It doesn't look friendly.
Neither do I. Open the shutter door and I'll scan it from the rooftops. See if I can find a weakness.
I'll open it. Try not to get killed.
No, it's not going to happen, Gamewing. Even Amber's starting to realize
I need to analyze the Cobra tank for weaknesses before the Batmobile can leave GCPD.
Where are we? We're at the first Cobra tank now. That's where we are. I hate this mission.
There's the tank. I'll need to scan its hull to find a weakness I can exploit.
I mean, it's going to be really hard to make them go sayonara. You have to understand that I'm a small cog in a very big wheel. Nagato has partners that have 7 to 8 to 10 million subscribers. They're making Nagato a lot of money. If they're smart, they'll get out of the network. But some of them, I will tell you exactly what they said. Some of them said, I'm just going to take the hit. Which means that that company still has access to their payments. So they're fools. They're damn fools. Excuse me. And any financial hardships that happen to them now, it's their fault. Because we warned them. We said, you might want to get out. You might want to get out. Crap, I forgot how to scan the tank.
That's the rear
Oh,
scan.
that is scanning.
Now I need to scan the sides.
Whoops. Well, you know, here's the thing about me. I'm not going to stick my neck out for people that don't want my help. So, if they want to tackle this on their own, fine.
This section's
That's
already
on
been
them.
analyzed.
I'm not going to risk any more of my own stuff. I got my own. You know what I need to deal with now? My priorities is making sure this channel gets fully monetized again, because it's not. This channel has 17,000 videos. It's going to take weeks to get the channel back up to the point where it's earning a stable income again. So I don't have time to mess around with stuff right now. I'm pausing my police investigation, and, you know, I'm just going to let the chips fall. If these partners come crying to me in 30 days, I'm still willing to talk to them about stuff and, you know, come up with a plan to help them. But that's it.
Side scan. I just need to scan the right side.
I've no other, you know, qualms to help them out. You know, they don't want my help, that's fine. I'm not one of those type of people that has mercy. If they come reaching out to me and, you know, they're desperate, maybe. But I already, you know, I already sent out the emails, I already talked to the press, I already did everything that I could possibly do. My priorities has always been to my family and my finances. So now that I'm out, and I got some people out, which is better than last time, that's kind of as far as I go. I will still do a podcast if people bring me on to talk about it when, you know, the stuff hits the fan. But other than that, you know, that could be months from now. My priorities is always my family.
The Cobra drone has enough firepower to rip the Batmobile to shreds in just a few shots. And its armor is too thick for my weaponry to penetrate head-on. However, there is a weakness. The drone's rear exhaust port leads straight to the power core. One well-placed shot with the Batmobile's 60mm cannon should take it out.
But you have to remember, most of these people, most of these YouTubers and stuff, they don't get paid until the 30th anyway. So a lot of them are going to be in for a rude awakening, and some of them have already said, we're going to take the hit. The problem is, if they don't leave this network, let me explain. If you don't leave this network, they have access to every future payment. Right now, people are concerned about May, but they forget that you're not going to be paid for June either, because you are still with Nagato. Until you unclick that button on your channel that says release, you are still under their pay cycle. That means that anything that anything that happens to your payments, they are still the arbiter of that. And YouTube cannot get it back for you.
You're finished.
Unless you're
Gotham's
PewDiePie.
Finished too.
If you're not PewDiePie, who's not a part of that network, you're screwed. Because he gets way more views than any of those people that have like, you know, 7 or 8 million subscribers. They're only averaging like about 100,000 views a video. So they're making YouTube like a few $1,000s a video or whatever, and maybe $100,000 a month.
I need to analyze the Cobra
but
tank
PewDiePie
for
is making
weaknesses
millions.
before the Batmobile can leave GCPD.
I would even argue that Asmongold is making millions, but I don't know. He doesn't have his channel monetized, so
I need to
I think he
analyze
gets
the
60
Cobra
grand
tank
just
for
from like the
weaknesses
basic
before the Batmobile can leave
click
GCPD.
advertisements that are on his channel. He doesn't advertise like revenue, which is, I'm sorry, as a YouTuber, that is one of the dumbest things you can do, because advertising and ad revenue really improves your channel. It unlocks features on your channel. It's a very good thing. Now, if you don't want to monetize some of your videos, that's fine, but you're a fool for not advertising, you know, all your
I'll
channels.
need to scan its hull to find
That's
a
going to come
weakness
back and bite him in
exploit.
the ass someday. Darn it.
Attention all units. Cobra unit
It really is,
dispatched to
though.
Sector 3. All non-essential personnel, clear the
Because right now he's living high and mighty. Like, every YouTuber has a season. Like, usually you get 10 or 5 years, like, riding really high, and then you have a crash. Every YouTuber goes through it. Either you have a very stable fan base that is able to become members and do super chats, because ad revenue starts to go down the longer you're a YouTube partner. I know this for a fact because I've been a YouTube partner for 18 years.
This section's already been analyzed.
I've seen it go very, very high, and it's been very, very low for like at least 5 years.
I've already analyzed this section.
Because the algorithm changes, and there's all kinds of factors that is how a YouTuber makes their business, how they do stuff.
That's the left side scanned. I just need to scan the right side. This section's already been analyzed. I've already analyzed this section.
So, I mean, you know, I don't really respect YouTubers that do that because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I know how important ad revenue is. I lived off ad revenue from 2009 until 2019 without super chats, without memberships. Solely ad revenue, and I made a very good living. It wasn't until after Kappa that I had to start relying on and put my pride to the side and be like, I need help. I need people to become members. I need Patreon. I need super chat.
This section's already been analyzed.
I didn't like it when people used to super chat. Go back to my old videos, like around 2018 and stuff when super chat started, like 2015. I didn't like it because it was like, I just got run over by a freaking tank. I didn't like it because, like, people were basically, you know, parting with their money, and I was already had a comfortable living. It was like, I don't need the extra. We're fine. We're more than financially stable. I don't need people to give me their money. And people would give me questions all the time on my O1 channel and my Let's Play channel and through the super chat stuff, because that's how you would get a hold of content creators back in the day.
I need to analyze the
you would do
tank
super
for
chats.
weaknesses before the
So I'd do like
Batmobile
$5,
can
$10
leave
super chats and
GCPD.
stuff like that, but I didn't need it. I mean, I appreciated it, but I didn't need it. I need it now, but I don't, you know, I didn't need it then. I was very content. I was very happy. I was
There's the
like,
tank.
God provided this, I'm good.
I need to scan its
We got
hull
ad
to find a
revenue.
weakness I can
We got a lot of
exploit.
ad revenue.
Attention all units.
I didn't need the additional stuff. Looking back, you know, if I was a little smarter, yeah, I probably should have opened a Patreon as early as like 2010 or something like
That's
that.
the rear scan.
Because then
Now
it
I
probably
need to
would have
scan the
helped
sides.
with some
I've
of the
already
costs for
analyzed this
food
section.
and, you know, when Foxittle and Ferella Digital stole money from
That's
us.
the right side.
We had
scan.
no.
I just need to scan the left
no
side.
back. We had no safety net.
This section's already been analyzed.
And in our situation now, we don't really have a safety net. There is no safety net. The safety net was taken out of the bank account in order to pay for
I've already
rent.
analyzed this
There is no
section.
safety net. There is no savings. There's nothing. So, you know, in hindsight, yeah, maybe I should have done
This section's
the
already been
super
analyzed.
chats and the memberships way back in the day. But, you know, I was very prideful.
I've already analyzed this section.
I admit that, you know. I probably have a problem with arrogance and pride. You know, I don't know.
The
I don't know how
Cobra
many
drone
sins I
has enough
have.
firepower to
Doesn't
rip the
matter.
Batmobile to shreds in just a few shots. And its armor is too thick for my weaponry to penetrate head-on. However, there is a weakness.
Glad you're
The
back
drone's
safe,
rear exhaust
Sam.
port leads straight to the power core. One well-placed shot with the Batmobile's 60mm cannon should take it out.
Yeah, look what. Okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, if there was, there would be more of those people enjoying that type of activity. I was trying to tell you that, but you were like,
One-on-one, Batman.
no! Nope. You can't rewind. This is not a retro game.
You're finished.
It's not your fault.
And Gotham's finished too.
Also a horrible way to die.
Yeah. Don't.
Hepatitis C is one of the worst ways you can die.
I'm saying this
Your
again.
blood vessels start like, popping
No.
in your eyes.
Don't.
It is a very bad
Right,
way
but
to
don't share that kind of stuff because you're gonna get this video in trouble. And we just went to our new, nice, happy network. So, shush.
I just realized.
I'm saying.
I realized why I didn't continue in medical system.
Yep, I'm gonna.
That's the reason why I didn't do it, because I was afraid.
Amber, yeah, that's fine.
Why?
And that right there, that's called conviction.
But,
You're-
everyone
pause.
else is doing it. Everyone else took the job.
All right, for the record again, I'm saying I'm not comfortable with Amber taking this medical job. I've said it. She's not comfortable with it. She's scared. I'm in favor of her not doing the job. I'm in
More
favor.
dangerous to work as a medical person cleaning the rooms because you're touching the trash, which has all the needles in it.
Amber.
Every day.
Amber.
So every hour, every 5 minutes, you're in danger
Honey,
of getting
honey. I've been up all night.
There's the
This
tank.
is the 10th time that
I'll need
you've
to
come to me
scan
with
its
this
hull
concern.
to find a weakness
So I'm
I
gonna.
can exploit.
Listen. It doesn't matter if it's a good paying job. You could be shoveling shit with a shovel and make a lot of money. It doesn't.
I wasn't offered that job. If I
Right.
was, I would take it.
Yeah, the plumbing job. But I'm saying this again. Listen to me. Listen to me as your husband, okay? You know? This is the 10th time I'm saying this. I can tell you're uncomfortable with this. I can tell that you're scared. The fact that I don't care about the money. I'm speaking. I've heard this 10 times, and I'm saying the same thing again. I'm not comfortable with you taking this job because I don't think you're going to be very good at it, and I think that I don't think your mind's going to be in the right place.
I can do
And you're not going to be safe.
I
I don't think you can do it. And I also think that in the back of your mind, whenever you're at work, you're going to be worried about this. And when people are worried about stuff at work, that's when accidents happen. I know what I'm talking about because I worked with a guy in a factory. He was always worried about cutting off his hand at work. Like with one of those saws. Oh, yes.
Well, please.
That's all the details I'm giving you.
Please don't
That's the rear scan. Now I need to scan the sides.
I've already analyzed this section.
This channel is going to make
This section's
income
already
again.
been analyzed.
The Patreon is making, excuse me, the Patreon is helping now too.
I've already analyzed
You don't
this
have to put
section.
yourself at risk. I would feel a lot, actually no, I don't even want you to stand, excuse me. I would still feel uncomfortable with you standing with a sign, you know, at a construction place, because those people get hit by cars. Of course I see where you leave a footprint wherever you go. You're not very good at covering up your digital footprints. Like, if you didn't want me to know you applied there, I knew you applied there. You can't walk
This
out of the
section's
way
already been analyzed.
Doesn't work. You can't move
I've
fast
already
enough to
analyzed
dodge a
this
car
section.
that's going 50 miles an hour and doesn't see you with the sign. I'm sorry, but that's it.
This section's already been analyzed.
Oh, they're going to get in trouble because if something happens to you, I'm coming after them.
I've already
Sure, Ken,
analyzed
there's
this
a camera.
section.
I would tell the police that there's a camera right there where the accident happened. Get that footage and get me the license plate.
I'm sure lots of people do their job and they're perfectly fine. All the people that get in.
Yeah, but honey, you're not perfectly fine. That's the thing. You're scared. You're scared. Listen, not listen.
Because I don't mind cleaning up everything else, but if the needle hits me, I'll get the
Right. So then, Amber. Yeah, if you have children again,
This
they're
section's
hosts.
already been analyzed.
If you are not comfortable with this, that is not the type of employment you should be looking for. It's not wrong, honey. That's common sense.
I've already analyzed this section.
Not everyone else does
This
that.
section's already been analyzed.
I'm trying to help you.
That's
You
the
can either
left side
accept my help
scan.
or not,
I
but I
just
don't
need to
want to
scan
have
the
this
right side.
conversation every day.
I told my family that if I would go to the hospital,
You're not a coward, Amber. You're not a coward, honey. You just need to breathe and you need to think about it rationally. You have all these concerns. This is the 10th conversation we've had, and I don't really have a lot of patience here. So, I'm telling you nicely that you should listen to what your heart is telling you.
The Cobra
And
drone
take
has enough
those
firepower to
considerations
rip
to
the
heart,
Batmobile to
okay?
shreds in just a few shots. And its armor is too thick for my weaponry to penetrate head-on. However, there is a weakness. The drone's rear exhaust port leads straight to the power core. One well-placed shot with the Batmobile's 60mm cannon should take it out.
So, just breathe, think about it rationally. You have, yes, you do have options. Yes, you do. Ambi, I need you to calm down.
I have options up to 80, 150 amount. There's nothing Anyways, I'm gonna go to fix. I got you ingredients to make these hamburgers.
That's very sweet, but we don't have any buns.
I did. What do you mean? When I get ingredients to make hamburgers, I got the cheese, I got really cheap ketchup just in case. I got the buns, and I got some chips, and I got some ingredients to make coleslaw because we got all that coleslaw.
Yeah.
So I figured I could just make the coleslaw.
Yeah, that's amazing, Ambi. That's a great job.
I don't know. If it was just me living on my own, I would take the job.
It's not just you. You got that person over there, and that furball, and me. So we outvote you.
You could just take life insurance out on me.
No, I'm not taking life insurance out on you.
It says that if you get a horrible disease, health insurance will cover it. That's probably why they
I'm telling you this again because you don't listen to me. No amount of money in the world replaces you. I cannot replace you. No, 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 no. Even if I got another chick, theoretically, she is not you. No, there's no replacement for you. No amount of money replaces you. We've been over this. You need to get something to eat, find whatever you can in the fridge, throw it together, and try to relax. Yeah, I know, honey, but that might not be in the cards right now.
I can use the radar to track the drone's movements and get behind it for a clear shot of the exhaust port.
Yeah, it is a sure thing, but you have a lot of doubts, so that means you gotta be careful.
Cobra Scout destroyed. Impossible. We know what caliber rounds he's using. The armor was impenetrable. You can't just roll a single heavy.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
And expect to crush him under it. He's better than that. Initiate stage 2 attack protocols.
I need to stay within range of the remote control.
Mr. Wayne, I trust that tank didn't give you too much trouble. I thought you'd like to know that the Batmobile upgrade you requested is ready for installation at the clock tower facility. Assuming the car's still in one piece, of course.
Thanks, Lucius.
Scarecrow. Oh, man. That's one face I did not want to see projected on the side of a building.
I watched you on the airship as you nearly tore those men apart. Fear's honest, Dark Knight. It seems a cornered bat may be a killer after all.
Oh, these types of conversations happen all the time. Yeah. But I mean, I don't even know if I'm a good listener. I try. Married stuff. Amber's day-to-day conversation. Honey. I mean, it's whatever job you take, I mean, it's going to be a different situation because they're going to take taxes out of your paycheck. You don't have to deliberately take taxes out of your paycheck. Right, I know that. But I'm saying that's the one good thing about, like, you know, you getting some type... Okay, yeah, I don't want to... I've already discussed this to the extent with you. I gave you my advice. I have nothing else to say on the matter right now. Because my stance isn't going to change, and I can't change you, so that's up to you, babe. No, I would not take it. I would not... I never did. No, I would not. Yeah, I worked at that one factory and I got hurt. And because I worked at that... No, they weren't that type. They were arms munitions factory.
The weapons generator Mark III allows the user to overcharge secondary weapons, increasing their effectiveness.
That was the biggest secret in that town, is there was a nuclear power plant nearby and there was an army manufacturing plant that was in that town that posed as a tire place. The only reason that dude became like Mr. I Can't Clap anymore is because he was dealing with very sharp saws that were putting together military hardware. I believe Humvees or something, or whatever they're called. Hummers. Back in the early 2000s. There's a manufacturing plant for the military disguised as a regular auto place, which it wasn't.
Now to get Ivy to the botanical gardens.
And that's why I wasn't allowed to be a security guard, is because it was a conflict of interest, because I had worked at the plant, I signed something, and I couldn't come back there from another job because I knew that it was a military place. So they prevented me from becoming a security guard. Am I allowed to say something? The reception thing that you're thinking about, you're better qualified for one. No. It has nothing to do with fair. You're very sweet, you're very kind. You would make an excellent receptionist for something like that. Also, you have the patience of a saint. Oh, crap. I don't do well in customer service positions because I tell people where they can get off. Right, so that's why I wasn't a very good manager. You, on the other hand, you excel at that kind of stuff.
I told them on the phone, I said, how well do you do with customer service? I said, when I was working at Walmart, we had people from Boston and the Cape coming down, and they had 3 jobs, and they were very stressed.
What is that?
That's the rest of the pork from the freezer.
That smells terrible.
Well, you know what, Luke? This is what I'm getting. Maybe I should get that other job, then I can have more money to buy something better.
I can comment on something not smelling great.
This is what I have in the fridge. Excuse me for saving money.
Well, I had beans
today,
so...
You know, all of the people that are billionaires, you know what they say is penny saved is a penny earned.
Amber, I ate Franken beans today.
Good job. You're on your way to be a billionaire, because billionaires always save money. They wear the same t-shirt every day. They do. Mark Zuckerberg has a whole closet of the same gray t-shirt, and he wears the same one every day. Why do you think I like wearing the same t-shirt every day? It makes me feel like I'm going to be a billionaire.
We've lost the Cobra.
Well, I told them, I said, how do I handle customers that are angry? I said, I have had a woman scream at me in the line saying, I said, oh, one moment, please. And her card didn't go through at Walmart. She started screaming at me that she has $7,000 in her bank account. And, you know, like trying to say, and I just said, like, one moment, let's just see, you know, what the situation is here. And I said on the phone, I said, what I try to do when a customer's screaming at me is I try to empathize with them.
Right, you have empathy.
Try to figure out why they're stressed out, and I don't react. I just sit there and let them scream at me, and then I just tell them, one moment, please, let's figure this out and figure out what the problem is here. And then I just take a minute and I figure out what's going on. And I don't say one way or the other. I don't apologize to the company right away. I don't yell at the customer. I just say, one moment, please, and I just take all the screen.
Here's another thing. When you are in that type of position, which you're very good at, by the way, you're not going to have a lot of people screaming at you. I was a custodian. Every single one of my bosses was an asshole. Okay? You are a very sweet, kind, compassionate person. These people that you are going to work with that have to clean up literal... They're going to be very nasty to you. And if you do a bad job, the doctors are going to treat you like garbage. I do not think you can handle that. I think you're going to cry. I think you're going to be so upset. I think you're going to feel like you have to be stuck in that job, and you're going to be miserable.
I do, because we need to...
Listen to me, okay? So that is why I suggest, because we have some time, that you should keep looking for something that you are going to like and be good at. I think you are a very great receptionist. I think you're a great orthodontist assistant. I think you were a very nice nurse that stabbed people with needles. I think you're very good over the phone. I think you're very good, like, with customer service. I think you're very good with other things. I don't think you're good with manual jobs. Things that involve, like, cleaning, things that involve labor, I don't think you're very good at. I don't care if you think you can learn. I don't think you can handle the environment that you're going to be in. Because this house is a bubble. I am a lot nicer than the rest of the world. Okay?
But I clean when I work worked at Culver's. They made us clean the...
That's Culver's.
The whole
Let me
floor
tell
and
you,
all the
I
bathrooms.
worked at a retirement home, and I had people on my butt all the time saying that I didn't clean properly, and a bunch of elderly people were going to get sicker.
Did you clean properly?
Yes, but
You
it wasn't
cleaned-
good enough.
You cleaned everything?
Yup.
And they still yelled at you? Did you
Yup.
leave a spot?
Nope.
So why would they yell at you if you didn't leave a spot?
I'm just telling you that this
Why would they
environment,
yell?
as, what is it called, an EVS? EV, what is it called?
There's something about environmental services, and I found out online that every hospital has it. It's
Yes,
not,
of course.
It's not the people that come tidy the room, it's the people that deep clean the rooms, and they're supposed to clean every
Right,
inch of it and sanitize it.
It's the job that the custodians used to have in the 90s and the 2000s.
It's sanitizing everything.
Right. So if a patient dies, right,
And
then
they got germs.
and they find out it was germs, not only are you going to get fired, but they're going to yell at you.
Oh.
Let me ask you, can you handle people like, not how I yell at you. I'm talking like full-blown, in your face, cussing you out.
But there's women that work there.
Doesn't matter. The women will do that too.
They would yell at you, but how would
Yeah.
you even know if it was your fault? It could have been their family.
Amber,
if
it might.
Been their family member
Here's the thing. It might not be your fault, but they're going to take it out on you.
Why?
Because tensions run very high in a hospital, especially in ER.
They don't. Do they yell at the nurses?
Yep, sometimes. But nurses, everybody yells in the hospital. I've been in the hospital more than most people because of my condition. I lived in the hospital.
Why would they yell at people if they're trying to help people not be sick?
Because there's high tensions. People's lives are on the line all the time. People are very frantic, running back and forth places.
Would they apologize later and say, "I'm sorry"?
No.
I was distressed.
You and I get into a little heated thing. We apologize because we're married. You're not going to get an apology from people. You're going to show up the next day. They're going to be like, get to work.
Well, when I was at the insurance agency, they yelled sometimes, but afterwards, when they weren't stressed, they were nicer after that.
And they might be a little nicer, but you're not going to get an apology, honey. That's not how custodial work works. Okay. If you think you can handle that, then go for it. But I'm just telling you the reality of things.
I mean, I think I can, but I just wanna. I don't know. I'm not so worried about getting yelled at. I'm worried about getting a disease.
Okay.
We're here, Ivy. What now?
Look at her. She's been here since before man walked the earth. She still holds great power. But she's weak. Poisoned by decades of pollution. She won't be able to fight Scarecrow's toxin on her own.
Then we need another.
There aren't any left like her. Not anymore.
What happened?
What do you think? Man, you cut them back, built over them, stopped them from reaching the sun.
If I can locate the roots, could you revive them?
They're lost. Buried beneath this concrete monstrosity. How will you...
The bigger the plant, the deeper the root. You wait here. I'll find a way to break them free. Lucius, I need a way to track an ancient root system. It's deep underground.
I'm sure I can throw something together, but it may take me a little while. Come to Wayne Tower when you're ready.
Thanks, Lucius. Alfred, give me an update on Gotham's Most Wanted.
Let's see. Nightwing has been tracking another of Penguin's trucks. This will undoubtedly lead to another cache, and a chance to rid the city of Cobblepot and his flood of weapons. We also have a robbery in progress at the Bank of Gotham in Chinatown. Surveillance footage confirms that the perpetrators are known associates of Two-Face. Perhaps Mr. Dent has misplaced his coin. Whatever his reason, he needs to be stopped.
Thanks, Alfred.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up, chat. I do not have a persona. Like, I made a conscious decision not to swear on the air because it's good for business. I'm still me, I just had a PG-13 filter. Like, you know, and I don't swear a lot at home. Like I said, it happens every once in a while when I'm stressed. Amber would not be married to me if I spoke like my Portuguese relatives. She's not comfortable with casual swearing. Neither am I. It's too much.
Whose throat are we gonna slit first?
For everything, there is a season. So, I mean, I appreciate that you guys like my candor and my honesty. Like, yeah, I would definitely be more honest on a podcast and things like that, but, like, it's not a persona. It's not, like, a character I created. I was just trying to be professional. I was, like, I went over with my wife, because I worked in radio, and behind the scenes, yeah, the DJs and stuff would cuss all the time, and, you know, it'd be water cooler talk or whatever, but on the air, it was a radio where they didn't want us to swear, so we didn't swear. You know, it's like, it's just for the job. It's not like, hey, I'm Wacky K-Wing, I'm creating a persona. No, no, no. It's still me. Still my personality. It's just like, instead of saying something that is more real, like a cuss word that more people find realistic, I say a slang word from the 80s or 90s. I have to think about replacing a word with a different word. That doesn't mean that what I'm saying isn't any different than what I'm already doing. Amber doesn't like it when I swear, though. It makes her scared. Yeah, she's got her, like, little timid thing. She's like, I don't like it when you swear, but I understand why you do. She doesn't like it, though, so I try to respect my wife, too. Because, you know, your wife will tell you, I don't like it when you do this, and it's like, okay, I'll try to do that. A husband and wife are supposed to try to improve things that their spouses don't like, especially you want to make your family feel comfortable around you. If they say, hey, I'm not cool with you smoking, don't smoke in front of me. You know, it's just like, I'm just a common sense guy. I'm not some nice person. It's just like, my wife says, honey, can you not swear around me a lot? It's like, okay. You know, I will try my best. That's all I can do. But I'm not a character. I'm not, like, purposely, you know, trying to... I was creating an environment that was safe for everybody to watch, but also I had another reason for doing it. I wanted to make more money. Because advertisers like people that don't swear. Because you can get more advertising. It's true. The reason why Amber and I didn't have to rely on super chats and memberships back in the day is we made bank with advertising. We had very good revenue. We had some of the highest CPM on the platform for a decade. And that's because we were Mr. and Mrs. Rogers. We strove to be good people, and then on the air, and then we had bad things happen to us, and all that money that we put away got stolen. It was heartbreaking. And we still found a way to keep marching on, and I don't even think we really addressed it until like the 2020s, what we had been dealing with. We kept it pretty private for a very long time. Because the channel, it might sound a little weird to you guys, but maybe some people understand this. We saw the channel as kind of like our first kid, because we made it together. We worked on it, we cared about it a lot, and we wanted it to succeed. And we put a lot of time and energy into it. It became kind of like a very important person in our lives, even though it's not a real thing, mind you. And I know that sounds silly, but we work on it so much that it became very important to us. It had meaning, it had significance. I know, again, that sounds really weird, but that's what it was. So, honey, people can hear the fear in your voice. Honey, I'm honest with you. No, proving to me that you can do something dangerous does not prove to me you can do something. And also, I guarantee you that you will not be able to handle the type of abuse that you're going to get from these people. There are already people here who have a similar job than that, and they're telling you in the chat that they worked in an environment like that, and they quit. They couldn't handle it. I'm here to just be... I am not Jiminy Cricket in your life, honey. I am the reality bug. I tell you what's what. If it scares you a little bit, I'm sorry it scares you, but that's reality. I can't sugarcoat the world for you. I'm not that kind of person. You married... If you wanted somebody to sugarcoat life to you, then you shouldn't have married a New Yorker. You have a very... Sometimes you think you have a very bad work environment here, but I'm a lot nicer to you than a lot of people will be. I hate to tell you that. Now, I love you very much. I want you to succeed, but I also want you to be happy. Got tone. Heck yeah!
The malicious forces just took another hit.
What the? Excuse you. Anyone else want some? Alright guys, so here's the thing. We already got 1,000 views on the stream, so I'm starting another Batman one, because I want to try to comb the fridge and see if I can find something to eat.
I thought Arkham City was fun, but this is another...
So I'm going to get part 6 up for you guys. We're going to do more of the Ivy stuff. But I'm going to get the next stream started, okay? I'm going to get the next stream started and then I'm going to take...
Kwings in town? Oh, I left Bloodhaven to
No, I do not. You can't phrase it like that. Why not give me a job that I can die at? It's like, that's not normal, honey. Yes, everyone else is jumping off cliffs. You want to go do that too? Does that make you feel better? I can do it too. I can also jump off the cliff! Makes you feel more brave jumping off a cliff. Well, I think that makes you stupid, but... I will support whatever you decide to do.
Your parents thought I was a coward when I...
No.
was afraid?
I never heard... Usually, honey, my parents are very blunt. If they thought something and they said something under their breath, you know, they would have said it. What they said is, they were so excited for you getting into the medical thing, because they were like, Amber was really good at the medical stuff. And I said, well, she's not, she's going to be working in a hospital, but she's not an RN or anything. And they're like, oh, okay. I said, then what is she doing? It's like, well, it's a custodial job where she's sanitation. And they're like, okay. And they said, well, how do they feel about that? I said, she's terrified. And they're like, oh, okay, that's not good. And mom came on the phone and she's like, Luke. I'm like, yes, Mom. She's like, remember, I worked in a hospital. Those people did not like working there. The doctors were very mean to them. I don't think Amber can handle that.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Well, I can prove her wrong and take the yelling.
I don't want you to prove her wrong. What I'm trying to show you is, even though my parents are New Yorkers, is they're expressing concern because they can feel your concern. That's all I'm saying. Nobody is making fun of you. If you're hearing a different version of Luke, that's multiverse Luke. Because this one right now in the present is telling you, if you are uncomfortable, don't do it. Because you have more worth than that.
But the money is better.
Doesn't matter if the money's better. You can go rob a bank and make more money. Still doesn't mean it's good. I'm just saying. Anyway, I gotta get the next stream started, honey.
Sorry, I just don't understand.
There's lots of ways to make money that's not really, you know, ethical or makes you feel good. But, yeah, head on over to the next stream, guys. I'm gonna jump for a while. God bless, happy gaming, whatever it is. Yeah, God bless, happy gaming. See you in a bit. Multiverse Luke sounds like it's good. Yes, can you please tell her that? My God. Like another apparition of myself that I can't compete with because either he's super charming or he's like the biggest asshole ever.